Welcome to the channel. Here, you're not just watching another video, you're stepping into a dimension where truth is revealed not from the outside, but from within. If you've been waiting for something to shake you awake, this is it. Today's message is more than teaching, it's a remembrance of the divine power placed within you. The truth that your imagination is not a fantasy, it is God. And what you dare to imagine in full belief, you shall experience. Because imaginal acts, when done in faith, become facts. This narration will change the way you look at your life. You'll understand why the Bible isn't a history book. It's a map of consciousness. You'll discover how every character, every scene, is a state of being. And most importantly, you'll see how to move from where you are to where you truly belong. So before we begin, subscribe to this channel if you're ready to awaken. Share this video with someone you love who's searching for truth. And at the end, tell us in the comments not just what you think, but who you are. Because tonight, we return to the root of all creation. I am. Now, let us begin. You were never meant to live life by default. You were born to create deliberately, boldly, and the tool placed within you was never the world, never your job, never other people. It was and always will be your imagination. When Neville Goddard said, "Imaginal acts become facts," he wasn't speaking metaphorically. He meant it, literally. Every condition in your world right now is the external printout of your internal movie. Every person, every event, every repeated pattern is an echo of what you've accepted as true in your imagination. And yet, most people walk the earth asleep, reacting to the facts, worshiping the effects, forgetting they are the cause. But what if you woke up? What if today you realized the real power was never out there, but in your ability to assume a state and persist in it? This is not self-help, this is divine remembrance. You see, when you open Scripture, you are not reading about ancient people in faraway lands. You are reading about yourself, not yourself as flesh and blood, but as consciousness. The name Abraham, it's not a man, it's a state of promise. Moses, that's not a historical figure, it's the state of being born into awareness. Jesus, it is the final state, complete union with God. The characters aren't people, they're layers of you. And once you understand this, the whole world begins to unfold, not chronologically, but symbolically. You, the eternal I am, are journeying through these states, some of them beautiful, some of them painful, but all of them necessary. Why? Because only through the contrast of what you are not do you discover what you truly are. Every day you walk through a field of states. Poverty is a state, wealth is a state, sickness a state, joy, betrayal, fame, rejection, states. But here is the truth. You are not the state. You are the one who passes through them. You are consciousness itself. And consciousness is not bound by the facts. It precedes the facts. It creates them. So if your world is undesirable, the correction is never found in rearranging the outer world. It is found in changing your inner assumption. Here's where it becomes real. Say someone you love is suffering, unemployed, sick, lost. What do? Do you cry for them? Do you reinforce their current state by talking about it, feeling sorry for it, reacting to it? Or do you become a spiritual surgeon and move them? Because you can, you are not powerless. Neville showed us the method. Bring the person into your mind's eye, not as they are, but as they desire to be. Hear them thanking you, telling you their joy, living in the state they longed for. Carry that scene with inner conviction, and once you're fully persuaded, release it. It may look like nothing happened, but you've done more than any physical gesture could achieve. You've planted the seed in the field of consciousness, and the harvest is guaranteed. Because every imaginal act, when believed in, becomes fact. Now listen closely. Imagination is not a tool you use, it is the essence of your being. God is not a man in the sky, God is not a force out there. God is your own wonderful human imagination. And when you understand this, your life changes. Not someday, instantly. Because once you stop reacting and start imagining, you take your rightful place as the creator of your reality. The law becomes active in you, and the world responds, not to your needs, not to your wishes, but to your assumptions. So ask yourself, what have I been assuming? Have you assumed life is hard? That people always betray you? That money doesn't come easily? These are not random beliefs. They are states, and you live in them because you've accepted them as home. But here's the good news. You can move, you can relocate right now to any state you desire. There's no paperwork, no permission, no delay. It starts with an imaginal act, repeated until it hardens into fact. And if you persist, it must come to pass. Why? Because you are not commanding the universe, you are the universe commanding itself. This is not wishful thinking, this is law. And the law is no respecter of persons. Whether you imagine good or evil, beauty or fear, success or failure, whatever you persist in, you will externalize. So be deliberate. Don't let the world hypnotize you with facts. Don't let the news, the bank account, or the mirror tell you who you are. You are not the reflection. You are the light behind it. And that light is imagination. So right now, as you listen to this, begin to feel into a new state. Choose one. Wealth, health, love, confidence, freedom. Don't ask how, don't wait for permission, just assume it and carry yourself from that assumption. Walk like it, breathe like it, think like it. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, don't fight it. Return gently to the state. Repeat the scene, hear the words, feel the feeling until it feels more real than the so-called facts. Because imagination is the only reality. And once you master it, you are free. There is no power outside of you. That may be the most radical truth you've ever heard, but it is the truth that will set you free. When you finally accept that your world is the outpicturing of your own imagination, the spell of powerlessness breaks. You stop begging life to change and begin commanding it in silence. Because reality at its core is obedient, not to effort, not to desperation, but to the imaginal acts sustained within your being. You may not remember this yet, but you came here with a purpose. And your purpose is not to chase. It is not to prove. Your purpose is to awaken. To walk through the shadows of forgetfulness and remember that you are the I am that cannot be destroyed. You are not some lost soul trying to survive this planet. You are God, dreaming that you are human, until the dream ends and you rise. This rising does not happen with fanfare or applause. It begins in stillness. When you dare to revise the story you've told yourself your whole life, when you stop saying, "This is who I am," and start saying, "I am that I am." Your history? A dream. Your trauma? A passing shadow. Your failures? Only forgotten states. You, the true you, cannot fail. You are eternal. You are imagination itself. And in imagination, nothing is fixed. What is a fact but a former act of belief? Your current bank balance, an echo of a thought once accepted. Your relationship, a mirror of what you believed you were worthy of. Your body, a manifestation of your dominant inner dialogue. Everything you see is the residue of imagination. And just as it was formed, it can be reformed. So when you look at your world, don't judge it, observe it, and then revise it. If something happened that left you in pain, revise it. In the silence of night, replay the scene, but this time as it should have gone. Not to change the past, but to change your relationship to it, because the subconscious does not distinguish between what happened and what is imagined. It only accepts what is felt as true, and what is accepted becomes law. So use this power wisely, with reverence, because what you accept for yourself, you create not only for you, but for the world. This is not just personal power. This is spiritual responsibility. Now you may ask, if imagination is the only reality, then why does the physical world feel so real? Because it must. Otherwise, you'd never take it seriously enough to transform it. You see, this world was designed to be convincing. It is the stage where your assumptions are performed, but it is not the author. You are. The facts may scream, "You are not enough." Your job is to whisper back, "I am." The facts may laugh and say, "Look at your past. Who are you to claim greatness?" And you respond not with fear, but with vision. You respond by entering the new state and living there until the world surrenders. This is the unseen fight. Not against people, not against systems, but against your own tendency to forget who you are. The greatest battle is not external, it is internal. And the victory is found in remaining loyal to your unseen reality until it hardens into form. If you remain faithful to your imaginal act, nothing can stop it. It may not come when you expect it, it may not look the way your mind predicted, but come it must, because imagination is not a suggestion, it is the seed of creation. And every seed bears fruit in its appointed season, so stop digging it up. Stop worrying about when. When is not your job. Belief is. You do not ask the soil how it grows the tree, you trust that it will. So why not trust your inner world with the same confidence? After all, haven't you already lived this law? Remember a moment when you feared something deeply and it happened? Why? Because fear is faith in reverse. You assumed the worst and gave it life. But what if you flipped the script? What if instead of reacting to what you don't want, you started rehearsing what you do? What if your inner conversations were rooted not in lack, but in fulfillment? Try it. Instead of replaying the argument, replay the reconciliation. Instead of imagining rejection, imagine the door opening. Instead of saying it's hard, say it's already done. Because your words, especially the silent ones, are creative. They form the mold into which your life is poured. You are never not creating. You are always imagining something. The only question is, are you doing it consciously or unconsciously? Because whether you know it or not, the law is always working. It's not about switching it on, it's about awakening to it. Once awakened, you no longer fear circumstances. You no longer argue with appearances. You simply enter the new state and dwell in it, not as a visitor, but as a resident. And soon the world will follow. How? That's not your concern. Neville said, imagination creates reality. He did not say, imagination manipulates the how. That part belongs to a higher intelligence. Your job is to imagine the end and persist in it. You want health? Imagine the end, your body strong, radiant, alive. You want love? Imagine the end, companionship, connection, laughter in the silence. You want purpose? Imagine the end, waking up fulfilled, used by life. Then let it be. Stop checking the mirror for confirmation. The mirror will only reflect what you've already accepted. The moment you assume the new state and live from it, the seed is planted. Let it grow. Others may not see it yet. That's okay. They are looking at the echo. You are living in the vibration. Stay there. Because when it finally breaks through, and it won't be a surprise to you. It will feel natural, obvious, almost inevitable. Why? Because it was already real to you. This is the secret of effortless manifestation. Feeling the wish fulfilled, not as hope, but as fact. And facts always manifest. The secret is not in what you want, it's in what you accept. Your life bends not to your loudest desires, but to your quietest assumptions. The ones you've rehearsed so many times in your mind that they've become automatic, invisible, unquestioned. So if you want to change your life, don't chase the outer. Change the root assumption. Do you believe the universe is for you or against you? Do you believe you are lucky, blessed, chosen? Or do you believe life is struggle, competition, chance? Because whatever you believe at the core becomes the world you see. This is not punishment. It is precision. The law is impersonal. It is not judging your worth. It is simply delivering your assumptions wrapped in the form of reality. So today, drop the illusions. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for something out there to tell you who you are. The signs follow. You do not follow the signs. The world is a mirror. It cannot initiate. It only reflects. So if you want more love, be love. If you want more abundance, feel abundant. If you want recognition, recognize yourself first. Because what you are in consciousness, you cannot help but express in form. This is not ego. This is divine order. The ancients called it sowing and reaping. Neville called it Imaginal Acts Becoming Facts. Jesus called it, according to your faith, be it unto you. Different names, one law. You are the operant power. No one else can imagine for you. No one else can think your thoughts. No one else can assume your identity. And no one else is to blame. There is no other. That's the awakening. When you realize the world you feared, the enemies you resented, the circumstances you resisted were only states you once visited. States you gave life to by believing in them, but now you are done. You're done identifying with limitation. You're done living by reaction. You're done playing small for fear of being seen. Because now you know the entire world moves according to the images you hold in consciousness. So why not make them beautiful? You are not imagining for fantasy. You are imagining for creation. And every time you enter the state and persist in it, the universe bends, not out of obligation, but out of alignment. It has no choice. Because the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are, and you are what you believe yourself to be. So who are you now? That's the real question. Not what are you going to do, but who are you going to be? Because the doing flows from the being. Action is secondary, state is primary, and the state is yours to choose. This is your power, the ability to rise inwardly, to select your world from within, to feel the wish fulfilled so vividly that the external world has no option but to conform, and it will conform. It may shake at first, people may fall away, old structures may collapse, but don't fear those crumble. It's not destruction, it's realignment. The world must shed its old shape to reveal the new. Hold steady. Live from the end, not in arrogance, but in certainty. You are not pretending, you are remembering. The world may call it delusion. Let them. You're not here to convince anyone. You're here to walk in truth. And the truth is this: imagination is the only reality, and the one who masters imagination masters life. This is not an escape from responsibility. It is the highest form of it. You are not here to react. You are here to rule, not over people, but over your own inner conversations, your own assumptions, your own persistent feeling of being, because that is where the world is made. And when you master this within yourself, your life changes without effort, not because you forced it, but because you finally allowed it. So allow it. Allow yourself to be great. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to be loved, wealthy, healthy, radiant, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You are I am, and in that name there is no limitation, there is no waiting, there is only creation. So imagine boldly. Step into the scene of your fulfilled desire and live there, not once, not as a wish, but as your new residence. And when the world asks you, who do you think you are? You respond not in words, but in being. You show them quietly, consistently, because you no longer live by sight, you live by vision. And that vision, when sustained in feeling, becomes form. The invisible becomes visible. The word becomes flesh. The imagined becomes fact. And that, my friend, is the truth that sets you free. So go now. Revise the story. Imagine from the end. Feel it real. And let the world rise to meet the image you've dared to accept as true. You are not waiting on anything. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are only one imaginal act away from a new world. And it begins with I am.